Oh, there's one at the back from a young man. Let's see. Because I've spoken to you before. I've forgotten your name. Tell me your name again.
Jamie.
Jamie, because I've worked in that. Jamie was about 7 months old when we recorded the last episode of Red Dwarf, which is quite amazing. Go on then, Jamie.
What was it like in the suit when you were doing Kryson? Was it hard to move? And was it heavy?
It wasn't terribly heavy. It wasn't like really heavy, because the stuff that looks like armour was made of plastic, so that's quite light. But very hot. If you can imagine, say your mum and dad wrapped you up in a plastic bag up to your neck with tape, so it's really tight, and you wore it all day, and then you put, say, a hot water bottle with holes cut in it over your head all day, and then you stood in a really hot room, and then you had Craig Charles standing next to you poking you, stealing your script and losing it, and then you had to hear a story from Danny John Jules about Pavarotti, and then you had to hear about British Racing Green from Chris Barry. At the end of the day, you were clinically insane. But it was it was very hot, and I did moan a lot, and they all had a go at moaning. So I didn't have much sympathy. But I used to have 2 buckets of ice behind the set, and in between takes, I'd take my gloves off and put my hands in the ice, because you've got blood in your wrists. But you've got blood everywhere, haven't you? Hopefully inside your wrists, and that makes you cool down quite a lot. But if you do it now, I'll put my hand in a bucket of ice now, and it's like I can't do it. It hurts too much. But then it was a great relief. Steam used to come out of the bucket. There's a picture I really want to find somewhere, and I don't know who took it, but I have seen it once. One of the crew took it when we were recording at Shepperton in the winter, and I went outside. They opened the doors in between a break when there were an audience in there. It was a big audience. It was really hot in there, and they opened the doors to let the audience cool down a bit as well as us. And I went out the back, and it was, I don't know if it was actually snowing, but it was very cold. And I took all the top part of my costume off, so I was just standing with the trouser bits on and a vest. And there's steam coming. You can see the steam coming off me. And in the background, you can see Danny on a unicycle and Craig juggling in front of the audience. And it's sort of great, and then I'm just in the foreground with this steam coming off. I love that picture. I haven't got it. I don't know where it is. Somewhere there's a picture like that, which is quite a moment. Yes. No, yes, you. Oh, no, here, quick. Don't run. See, I'm always choosing people as far away from you as I possibly can.
Last year you were talking about writing a kind of an autobiography.
Yeah.
Is that still on the cards? Or
well, it's basically become the year of not buying anything. It's what it's turned into. Yes, I have been writing a thing, and it's just not quite working. I also haven't had time, you know, I would love to do it, because I'm also 7/8 the way through a novel, but I can't seem to do the last 1/8. Every time I sit down, the phone rings, because I'm now running a production company that I set up late last year, so that does seem to take up a lot of time, mainly on the phone and answering emails and going to meet people in offices and not making any television, but we will soon, I hope. I was just trying to find some, over there, because that's quite near. I'm going to try and do it like that.
Hi Robert, are you a Mac or a PC?
I'm a Mac and a PC. Thank you. I did a sort of an unpaid commercial for a piece of software. I can't remember what it's called. What's it called? Parallels, something like that. It's the thing where you can run up Windows on your Macintosh. And I did it for a guy that I work with, and I don't know why I did it. And it's on YouTube, of course, like everything else. I had a poo the other day. I expect that's on YouTube. Why not? Yeah, you poo. I'm going to set it up. It could be massive. It could be loose. It will definitely be moist. With someone there, near there, that's not too far.
Oh yeah, saying nicely, my question was actually about YouTube, and now you've made a YouTube joke, so...
Oh, sorry.
But no, I mean, you seem to be quite, I mean, I wouldn't maybe use the word figurehead, but like quite a prominent advocate of YouTube, sort of by doing YouTube and actually doing everything yourself. And I mean, like, what first drew you to YouTube? What got you into it and hooked you?
Well, I mean, I would think probably even 10 years ago, I was trying to put, when I first saw, I think I went to a conference in America about new media, and there were a lot of funny blokes with cameras pointing at each other, because there was that first step of where you could put video on the internet, and then I went, oh, that's like telly. You know, that's like telly without going to the meeting in the office with the person in the suit. so I got completely sucked into that. And I mean, the first clips that I put up on my website and, you know, in various ventures meant, you know, you dialed up on your laptop, waited 7.5 hours to download 2.5 minutes of not very funny video. So it was a little bit, we were early adopters. We were sort of at the cutting edge where we fell off the cliff. So it didn't, and also, once you have video stuff on the internet, then certainly that became popular, and say 1,000, 10,000 people, 50,000 people watched it, it cost you money for them to watch it. So there was something wrong in the business plan there, you know, it didn't quite work. And as soon as YouTube appeared, because the guy that runs my website is a guy called Mark Lowe in Los Angeles, and he's worked for Apple, and he's worked for IBM, and he's worked for Electronic Arts. So he's very cutting edge. He's an uber nerd. He would be proud of the term. He knew about YouTube before it started, because he knew the guys that started it, so he told me about it very early on. And I didn't quite get it when I first saw it, because I didn't realise how easy it was to upload. One, how easy it was to put the video on, and two, it didn't cost you anything if 100 million people watched it. It cost them a lot of money, but not you as the person. So then that immediately opened that door. And it was then like an experiment to see what you could do on it and what worked on it. And clearly, short. You know, the clips I put on there that are shorter get more views. If I put one on that's sort of 8.5 minutes, less people watch it. If it's 35 seconds, far more people watch it. So it's getting things down that short. And my rule with it is I can't spend more than an hour making a YouTube thing. So there's quite a lot of stuff I've got on various hard drives that have taken me a couple of hours of faffing about, and I've just go, no, I've broken the rule. It has to be an hour. So if I spent 20 hours, you know, making a 30-second YouTube clip, I would be not here now. I'd be in the insane asylum, I think. So it's basically a new form of medium that all the kind of traditional television people totally don't understand. And the fact that, you know, anyone with a computer and an internet connection and a little camera, I mean, my laptop's got a little camera built in, so sometimes I do it on that, and my record is 7 minutes from idea to it actually being on YouTube. Took 7 minutes. So I recorded it, saved the file, sent it off to YouTube, and 7 minutes later I could watch it on YouTube. And that was, you know, even 3 years ago that would have been impossible. So it is that sort of, and I just think that technology is interesting, and it might not lead anywhere, and who knows, but it does. It's changed the world already. I think it's remarkable. I mean, just the other day, I wrote a book a few years ago called Punch Bag about this self-defense system, a women's self-defense system, and I wanted to show someone something about it, to explain it to them, and I suddenly went, of course, YouTube, and I just put in padded assailant in YouTube, and there are thousands of hours of footage of amazing training schemes and things like that with that, so instant. Whereas that resource would never have been there. I mean, it's sort of like video Google. Well, it is video Google, isn't it? It's just, you can always find something there. Sorry, I won't go on. I'm not a YouTube evangelist. Well, I am. That gentleman there.
Hello, I've got a scrap heap challenge question for you.
All right.
If you were forced to be a contestant on Scrap Heap Challenge, you're allowed to have Lisa Rogers as your expert, but you could build any machine that you wanted, what would you build?
Probably a digger, I think, because the digger, I love diggers. I had a digger for a while, and I do like, so big, heavy, rusty hydraulic digger. And also hydraulics are such fun, because when it goes wrong, it's so catastrophic, messy. And you can pollute vast areas of the world with oil at enormously high pressure that squirts on the way. No, but I mean, I think probably it would be something like that, big clunky thing, because my welding is so shockingly bad. But it does work. I have welded stuff together and it stayed together.